What's going on, everyone? This is your boy Alex, Sport Faza. Today I'm with Chanel, and this is the tribute video of Rich Piana. Chanel is a woman that Rich loved, and they have a very deep history, so I felt like she's the right person to make this video with. Chanel, thanks for making this.
No, thank you for having me. He was very determined and very dedicated. He was very loyal to everything that he did and everything that he wanted to create for himself. He would run himself ragged because he wouldn't rest enough.
When we last met, I think it was Cologne, FIBO 2017, April. So he said that he has something in mind that he wants to enjoy after he's done or after he comes down a little bit. Do you know what he was talking about, like what he had in his mind?
What he wanted to do was sell 5% at some point, have someone else be the forefront and the face of the company, or at least still have his name on it, but he wanted to take like more of a back step and not be so much a part of it. I don't have any say-so over 5%. I didn't inherit any part of 5% or any money for that matter. I didn't get anything. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. I don't have any say-so.
Who does it belong to now?
Before Rich had passed away like years and years ago, he had created One Day in May. We kind of revamped that, Love It, Kill It, and 5% Clothing. From there, he got a business partner and they created the supplement company. Now, that guy is one of the co-owners. The other co-owner is his ex-wife and best friend, Jane. So the two of them have been running 5% since his passing, and they've continued to try to keep things going. And I think that it's still going good. I think that they had lost a little bit of momentum, but I think they're starting to gain it back again because they're trying to like bring athletes back on. And that really, really big lady, I can't remember her name, but she's like huge. They actually just signed her as an athlete. So I'm kind of hoping that that'll help to get them some more traction and attention. No.
Russian?
I think maybe.
Amazonka?
It's a name I can't pronounce.
Not this one?
Actually, I think it is that girl. I'm not sure, but I think so. Yeah, she's got giant arms. So I think it's that girl.
Giant arms, giant quads.
Yeah, she's a buff broad. But I saw that they had just signed her to 5%. So I'm hoping that by bringing on athletes like that, maybe they'll get some more traction and they'll get some momentum back and get some more attention going again.
Also, a lot of people were asking about the dog, China.
She had ruptured her spleen. So there was internal bleeding and they couldn't stop it. So they had to let her go.
Who was taking care of her?
Jane.
Jane.
So
Jane and
when
Rich, they were
married,
after.
So they were married for I think over 10 years. They were together for over 17 in total. And even after they got their divorce, they still remained friends. So when we all revamped the clothing line and started it up and going together, her and I were the ones that were responding to emails and packaging orders and going to downtown LA and picking up shirts and packaging them because he was running around with Mutant. So it was like the three of us were like a team. So we would just like sit there and do everything together. But she's a really good person. She's one of my best friends and I love her to pieces.
Still?
Yeah, I work out with her,
That's
like
amazing.
I travel with her.
That's amazing.
She's a wonderful person. So she's doing her best to try to do right by Rich and what he would want with 5%. I think a lot of his life choices had something to do with his untimely passing. Of course, he'd been taking gear since he was about 18. And he took growth and he experimented with all kinds of things, which he had admitted to in other videos that he made. Those were his life choices, and I'm sure that at some point they took a toll on him and his body. So I did my best to always keep him clean, happy, sober, healthy. I didn't do drugs.
Oh, okay.
So with other people that he had been with, they did drugs. And he openly admitted that in some of his videos that they did drugs.
You mean steroids?
No, he did other things with them,
okay.
Which it's like, I don't know to the extent of what or how much, so I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing coke like people said because they found white powdery substance in the house. It was in fact his pre-workout that he snorted. Don't ask me why he thought that that was a good choice, but he would do that. And the police wanted to say, ooh, white powdery substance was found. But after they did all the testing, they didn't come back and like say, hey, by the way, it wasn't drugs, it was pre-workout. Yeah. But if you look online through TMZ, they got a copy of the police report and they did state, well, we found out from the police report it was in fact pre-workout, it wasn't coke. But because—
So it was actually confirmed?
Yes, and nobody wants to sit there and retract their statements of like conspiracy theory. They all just want to keep believing the bullshit and keep spreading the bullshit rather than clear the air.
Keep clickbaiting,
They want the clickbait. That's why they want the drama. That's why they accuse me of murdering him for money that I didn't get.
Can you tell me how it all happened after he had this attack? What was going on at that time frame?
A lot of people know he collapsed while I was giving him a haircut, and it was because he went into cardiac arrest, so he had a heart attack.
Like small
Your heart
version
stops.
of the heart attack, or like full-time?
Full-time, like heart stopped. So the doctors explained that he probably was dead before he even hit the floor because his heart stopped. So him continuing to try to gasp for air was just what was left in him. So I gave him CPR. 911 was on the phone with me. Compressions.
Yeah.
So you're pushing and you're trying to get him to keep his heart pumping for over 11 minutes. So the paramedics finally came, and he was non-responsive, so he was considered dead. So it took 3 paramedics, 3 other big men, to pick him up and take him into the living room, continue to do CPR. They defibbed him, which is the machine where they hook you up to electricity and they shock you. So I think they said they did that twice. They brought him back to life after about 30 minutes.
Of him being dead, basically.
Yep. So I was being interrogated by police. They started asking me more and more questions. Well, what's this? What's that? What does this mean? Do you take steroids? Bro, do I look like I take steroids? No, I don't do drugs. I don't take steroids. And I continued to stay by his side. I would leave every 3 days to go take a shower and then come back. But I always made sure that either his father or his ex-wife was there to like be by his side. We would tickle his feet. Do stuff that he loved, do stuff that he hated. Pinch his nipples, play with his hair, like do anything to try to like stimulate him and wake him up. I would sing to him, I would talk to him, I would read to him. 2-week mark, at the end of 2 weeks, they said, well, he's no longer considered to be in a coma, he's in a vegetative state. Then they said there was a less than 3% chance that he was going to wake up. So they made the choice, it's time to let him go, and I continued to stay by his side until he passed. While he was in the hospital, they did everything that they possibly could to save his life. They put him into a drug-induced coma to try to protect his brain, because that's supposed to help to wake you up they lower your body temperature, and then they slowly bring it back up so that you can try to wake up. When they tried to wake him up and took him off of propofol, which is what they do to put you under for like surgery, he started to have seizures. So he was like twitching, and he would like, you'd hold his hand because you thought he was trying to hold your hand, but he was just twitching because he was having a seizure. So there's all these traumatic things that you're sitting there and you're going, oh, he's waking up, and the doctor's like, no, he's having a seizure.
After they got his heart back to beating, because I know that if your brain is not receiving blood for like some certain amount of time, oxygen, then
it causes brain damage.
Brain damage, and you're losing the chances to get back to life. So 30 minutes it's a long time.
Yes, it's a very long time to go without
What
oxygen
did
to your
they
brain.
say when they got him back to life? Were they sounding promising, or don't hope for it?
It was
for nothing?
constantly touch and go, but that's why they did the I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was the temperature, lowering of the temperature and putting him into the coma and then slowly bringing his temperature back up. They were hoping that that is what would bring him back. And that's why as time went on, they're like, well, there's a less than 10% chance. Well, now there's a less than 5% chance. Well, now it's like less than a 3% chance. So it wasn't getting better, but I wasn't giving up. So I kept trying. He's just going to continue to shrivel up. You're going to have to put in the food that like you don't feed them. They get like food put in through a tube. Yeah. You have to have a nurse to come there and help you like change out everything, their bedding, their process.
Yeah.
I think that his father and his ex-wife made the right choice by fulfilling his wishes that were in writing, that if he were to be in vegetative state, to let him go. And it was really hard, and it was extremely difficult for them to make the choice, but they knew that he wouldn't want to be like that forever. He has 2 other brothers. Neither of them are bodybuilders.
No.
One's an actor, and the other one's a mechanic. They're
I don't think
good
he
guys.
ever said anything about his brothers.
Doesn't talk about them much.
There is no pictures of them on the social media neither.
They like to stay pretty quiet, I think, for the most part about their life with him. So his brother lives out here as an actor, and his other brother lives up north, and he's a mechanic. He's been going to school. He's trying to major in Italian, I think, in language. So I don't really know.
They have Italian
much
roots?
about them.
Piana's family?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So
Mother from Italy? Or
father, I think, on their father's side, yeah. So they have different dads, but I think that
Rich's granddad?
I think.
Okay.
It's like, I think that it's Rich's grandfather and then his other brother's grandfather, because they have different dads.
So you're saying that he was thinking about family, even kids maybe?
We had talked about it. We wanted to have a little boy.
Really?
So it was like fingers
It's
crossed.
really hard to imagine Rich and little kid standing next to him. Oh, that's my boy.
I know. I think he would have been a really good dad, though.
How Rich started taking substances that might expedite the strategy that happened. Maybe for the young guys, like you said, don't go overboard with drugs.
Your health is so much more important, because it's great that they want to obtain that physical being, but at what cost? At the cost of your life being shortened so much. And Rich isn't the only bodybuilder that's happened to. The same week that Rich passed away, unfortunately, Dallas McCarver passed away. He was only 26.
Yeah. Did Rich go see doctors like on the regular basis? Like he was maybe
Once every 6 months or so, he would go and get his blood drawn.
Like blood drawn, and that's it?
Yeah.
Like MRI stuff, like...
No, the last time that they did anything like
ultrasound
that was when he ended up with shingles and kidney stones. Because I told him, like, you have to go. This is, like, serious. So he's like, because he refused. He didn't like to go to the doctor. So he didn't like hospitals.
Why was he like that? He was afraid to hear something like bad news, or was
I
he
think
just
part of it
so
was
active
that he didn't want bad news. I don't think he wanted to have to listen to somebody tell him, you need to stop doing what you're doing, or you need to slow down. This is dangerous. I think that he didn't want to even have the possibility of somebody telling him that. I think that with anyone, especially in the public eye, it's easy to focus on whatever bad thing they may have said or done in their life, and that's awful. But when it comes to people like Rich, it's like, okay, he was an adult, he made his mistakes, he had no qualms about admitting his mistakes, apologizing for his mistakes, and doing his best to kind of put a spin on it. That's why he was like so open to sharing his knowledge, was because he was like, look, I clearly made bad choices with myself, and he would always tell people, this is what I'm doing. Don't necessarily do what I'm doing, you need to do what's best for you. So I think that that's really what they need to take from Rich, is that some of the things that he did that possibly caused his demise were a part of his bad choices. I think that that's the biggest thing, is it's like, don't always follow the lead of someone else. You need to make an educated choice for yourself.
Thank you so much for making this.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope that this helps your viewers to better understand everything, because I know that there's probably not a whole lot of things that give them the proper information from someone that was actually there. So I appreciate that you gave me the opportunity to clear the air and let people know what really happened and what it's really like.
That's all for now, guys. Do the right thing. Whatever it takes, yes, but do it in a smart way. Chanel, I leave her IG in the description below. She did not ask me to, but I still will do it.
Thank you.
And you guys take care. Stay safe.
Ну что, друзья, еду на кладбище. Называется оно Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills. Находится оно рядом с Голливудом, как вы понимаете из названия. А я живу на Марина Дель Рей, это близко к Венес, к океану. То есть это внутрь Лос-Анджелеса мне ехать где-то около часа. От меня до Голливуда около часа. В общем, еду по хайвею. Сейчас выскочу. И, кстати, намешал себе в дорогу шейк, прям как Рич делал. Еще тогда в его первых видео я подчеркнул этот рецепт, и теперь уже воспринимаю как свой рецепт. Грубая овсянка, протеин, банан, ложка ореховой пасты и молоко. Shake time, как говорил Рич.
Друзья, в общем, я у могилы уже Рича. Вот она за моей спиной. Хочу вам сказать, что невероятной просто красоты кладбище. Очень-очень здесь так спокойно, очень красиво. И плиты вот так вот втоплены в землю, что со стороны, когда проходишь и не видишь этих плит, это просто выглядит как парк. Невероятно ухоженный, приятный. Ландшафт как будто весь продуман. Я так понимаю, что это кладбище с историей. Ну и Рича плитка, она, конечно, выделяется. Все же такие поизношенные, у него еще свежие. В общем, вот здесь елочка, Christmas tree, которую Шанель и отец Рича
установили несколько дней назад. Люди, которые приходят сюда, на могилу Рича, они оставляют игрушки. Я тоже принес игрушки, потому что я знал, что здесь елочка уже стоит. И я их вот так вот доработал. 2 шарика. На одном я написал «Спортфаза», а на втором один из главных слоганов Рича. Whatever it takes. Сейчас буду вешать. Это Рич, Шанель и я отец Рича. Резиновые браслетики 5%. Еще Рич. Фотография в шарике. Ой, какой молоденький там Рич вообще. С каким-то мужчиной. Вот, смотрите. Класс. Я таких фоток вообще его не видел. Вот еще Рич. В мотоциклетном шлеме. Это его рука, когда Шанель сделала фотографию, когда он был уже в коме. Сентябрь 26 70-го года, август 25 17-го года. Повесил я и свои шарики. Смотрите. Спортфаза и Whatever it takes. Так что теперь мы тоже присутствуем здесь, на могилке у Рича. So guys, I made it to Rich. Found his grave, found his place. Here's a Christmas tree that Chanel mentioned. It was her and Rich's dad who put this up together a couple of days ago. I knew about it, so I brought some decorations here. The cemetery is called Forest Lawn. It's very, very beautiful and very peaceful, very quiet. I'm sitting here, right next to Rich, and thinking about all the people that I've seen at the fitness expos. All these people lined up just to see Rich, just to be close to him. Now it's a little bit different. Everybody knows where Rich is, and not so many people lined up. But that's life, I guess. Even close ones who really love you, they only come from time to time, and it's all you. Loneliness, cemetery. Not a lot of fun here. This is as real as it gets, actually. The moments like this, the places like this, they make us think about the value of the life. We're running all the time, day by day, trying to make money, trying to reach something, and sometimes we forget to leave. So places like this remind me right now how important it is to share love with the loved ones, appreciate what we have, appreciate every moment of the life. Because life flies by. So it can happen to any of us, anytime. So we have to appreciate what we have. That's it. I hope that me reminding you about Rich in this video only brought up positive emotions. Like Rich was always saying, turn negative into positive. Whatever people thought about him, whatever people sad about him, he would still take you positive way. And he would still tell you, go get this shit done, man, and be happy. Live life.